Well, we've left Wahgunah and we are on Devonport Creek track now, heading towards the coast. Got a brief shower of rain yesterday, but not enough to really make a difference to the tracks. I'm still running full tire pressure, so as soon as we get to a lookout spot, we will pull up and I'll drop them down. Unless we hit a really sandy section before then. Getting pretty close to an air down spot, I'd say. Yep, this will do us.
Terry's just getting things organized for us to air down for our trip to WA along the Southern Ocean. There's a container ship out there in the distance, and it smells like the ocean, and there's the ocean. Very beautiful. There's that big noise here.
See our track running along. That is not Point James yet. That's an unnamed point before Point James. I can see the track running around the end of it though. And a lonely beach without a name.
I name it Caleb because James is married to Caleb at the gym.
Right, okay.
And James's parents watch us
Okay.
on Jafffa.
Okay. Well, then it's done. It's a very well used track, but it has not been used recently. Joe was reading a Day Trips out of Wahgunah book in the motel room, and it had this Devonport Creek as a day trip. But we're going one way, west and west and west. Well, I've got the drone up in the air at the moment. Jill's behind the wheel. And I've been doing it now for about 5 minutes. And
You'll want to vomit.
I'm getting pretty close to spewing, yes.
And it's the most challenging driving we've had so far. And you're not doing it.
It is.
Terry getting droney out of a bush. He flew backwards and it has no sensors at the back, and he just lightly sort of landed, crashed into the bush.
Put the drone up and we had a little bit of a fly while Jill was driving, and I flew backwards into a bush and crashed it. But we're okay. We're all in one piece. I'll pump the battery on the charger for the next time.
Cool.
So now I am back behind the driver's seat, and I must admit I do have a little bit of a meh feeling in my stomach. It does not take me very long to get car sick. This is that first point we talked about that is unnamed. And we're going over to the second one, Point James, and then drop down onto the beach.
Holy God, that's a very big canter.
That's a big angle.
Ugh.
Not a comfy feeling.
No, I don't like it. Especially when we're all loaded up.
Yeah, we are. We don't get any more loaded than we are right now.
No.
We've reprovisioned in Wahgunah, and we are full of fuel, full of water, full of food, everything.
Full of shit.
Full of shit. There's Point James directly in front of us. You can see the waves breaking on it. And then just beyond Point James are the sand dunes, which have a name that I can't pronounce. Bellama?
Bielema, I think.
That sun's poking through and it's lighting the track up, but you still got the dark sky in front of us. It's a cool contrast. here for a sec.
Where are we going? It's like moon rocks.
It is, isn't it?
Not that I've been on the moon. You could use it as a movie set for something.
You could.
A little bit hard for access, mind you. Oh, look at the things up there. They look cool.
They do.
The little peaks with vegetation on them. Someone just made their own track here, I think, Terry.
I think you might be right.
It's pretty soft.
It goes soft and then hard. Like here's a real
Yeah.
soft section.
Yeah.
And then it goes real hard packed.
There it's hard. Soft. Hardy.
It's worth mentioning here that we have not seen another vehicle the entire day. Jill and I are completely on our own, and we are out in the middle of nowhere on some pretty challenging tracks. Now, although we're completely prepared, ask yourself, would you do this?
We're about halfway across the Bielma Sand Hills.
Okay.
Are you having fun or just gritting your teeth?
I'm having fun, but it's, I must admit,
If we were with our friends, it would be more fun.
It
But
would.
when you're by yourself, you're like, ooh.
yeah, you can't take chances when you're by yourself.
No.
So I haven't felt that we've taken any chances that we shouldn't have yet. We just have to pull the slack out of ourselves if we get to a point where we think, no.
Yeah, well, this is a hard spot to rescue yourself from.
Yeah, well, it's in the middle of nowhere, that's for sure.
That's what I mean. It was like, you can't go, oh, let's go back. You're committed.
You are committed. Yeah, definitely.
But we can see a track in the future if we keep going this direction.
We can. And somebody has done it in front of us, obviously.
Yes. Don't know if
would-
they were like us and just had to commit to.
I think they probably were.
There's the track going that
Because I
way.
don't see any tracks below their track.
No.
It's going to take a little bit of oomph to get up.
Yeah, it looks soft. Whoever this guy was in front of us had big balls. That's what I have to say, actually.
100%.
Hats off to you, dude.
Yeah.
Whoever you were. This looks like we could be coming to some steep hills.
Yeah, well, I think we got to get out of the dune field, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is... So he's trying to find a way. Look at, there's multiple tracks here now.
There's our tracks out there on the 4 dunes of those big sand hills.
There's rabbit tracks here.
Walked the track, found the exit, now it's time to give it a crack. And this is a lot steeper than it looks on camera.
We are trying to find the main track, and so far we have been unsuccessful. We're on this secondary track at the moment, which is not getting us where we want to be yet.
No, it was that other one. take this one back.
They are. They're having a little bit of success, I think. There's the main track, isn't it? Yep, that's it.
This is still really overgrown. Just no one's done it in who knows how long.
It's kind of a bizarre juxtaposition here. We've got obviously the track and all the scrub on the left-hand side here. And on the right-hand side, you've got a wheat field that's been cultivated and harvested. Unbelievable. We are coming up to the intersection of Rocky Point Road. Here's the intersection to Rocky Point Road. And we'll take a trip out to Rocky Point and have a look.
We're on Rocky Point Road.
We have a sign. This is private property. Please respect it and take your rubbish. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we will. This is it, the road out to the Rocky Point viewing area. We just pull up here and that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. Just turn aroundy spots.
A little sheltered beach. That's looking out across the Nullarbor. And there's the track that we came in on. And the same track that we'll go out on. We are heading out towards Point Bell. And I think there's a lot of mining out here as well. Jill read a mining company on the map. I wonder whether they do sand mining, maybe. We're on the road into Point Bell. There's a Point Bell Conservation Park sign. And it was started out as a proper gravel road. And then it turned into a salty track. And then it turned into this, two-wheel tracks. And sandy two-wheel tracks at that. There's a proper designated camping area in here, and we were wondering whether we would meet a lot of caravans back in here, but ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be towing a caravan back here. Not a lot of spots to pull over if you meet some oncoming traffic.
Somebody pulled up to piss, though, and throw their paper on the ground.
This track just looks like it goes out on the beach. Yep, it sure does. That's nasty. Oh, there's a guy bogged.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, we're at the Point Bell Beach. We drove down to the beach, as you saw, stopped, because there's a dude bogged on the beach, and we backed up. So we're gonna walk out there and see whether we can give him a hand. A couple of locals in 100 series have just driven past, so they might be able to give him a hand. And behind us pulled up a whole shit ton of pro surfers. Mick Fanning, yeah, there's a Gabriella someone. Yeah, they're here for the surf, obviously. So these are these guys that got bogged. I'm glad we turned around there because we would have joined them in the boggage. We'll go have a look and see if we can help out. The guys in the 100 series obviously got around him, so that's good.
Okay, Terry's going to get the max tracks. We've got a mate here stuck. The tide is coming in.
Well, that fella's still down on the beach bogged. Went down and had a chat with him. He's got a mate there with him, but he's gone down as well. So I'm going to head out onto the beach and see whether we can snig him. We do have a rising tide, so there is that, but it looked pretty firm on the lower side of the seaweed. The only problem with that lower side of the seaweed is that it is also tidy. So this is nice and firm and hard here, but it's below the high tide mark. And it looks like he's got him out. That's good. We don't need to be doing anything to get him out. It's nice to know that people are out there that'll help when you see a fella that's in a little bit of bother.
The tire popped off the rim. All right. What a drag. Terry's coming.
All right, his friend got him out, but he's popped the tire off the bead. So I've got a 100 PSI air tank. We're gonna try and reset the bead on the car rather than swapping the tire out. Give that a crack anyway.
Not a big tank, it's only about 15 liters, but yeah, it is at 100 PSI, so. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's CMC. We had good nights over there.
There she goes.
That looks like something you weld onto the side of a missile to hold the chassis together.
We are stirring up bugs in the seaweed. We're just coming off the beach here in a moment. The professional surfers gave us a wave. We told them we were good.
First gear, high range. Send it. Let's go do that again. We are just pulling into the small community of Fowlers Bay. We are going to try and camp out here tonight on perhaps Scott's Beach. We got an easterly blowing at the moment, and Fowlers Bay would be pretty nasty in an easterly, but Scott's Bay should be okay. My understanding is there's pretty much nothing here other than some beach shacks and a caravan park. We're on a track heading back to Scott's Point camp area. We just got to navigate through all of these sort of, I guess you could call them lakes, with the samphire, and it's just rained, so there's a little bit of standing water around. Luckily it's a little bit of rain, so it really hasn't soaked in, but it is laying on the top, and it gives a little bit of a pucker factor when you're on these lakes and they're wet. It's pretty cool. We're running on the backside of these dunes at the moment with the lakes, salt lakes, on the right hand side of us. The Scott Point campground didn't do it for us. It was full of caravans. So we are going a little bit further afield to see whether we can find something a little bit more isolated. It is a wonderful, stunning bit of coastline, that's for sure. I'd imagine when the sun is out, that water is probably just emerald. We're driving towards the Mexican Hat campground, and what we thought was the Mexican Hat earlier is not. We reckon it's that little sucker right in front of us, the sombrero.
Campground to ourselves.
We're camped in here at Mexican Hat camp area, and we're tucked away behind the dunes and behind a couple of small bushes, and it is still blowing a gale out there. It's probably 30 or 40 knots. Just have a listen to it. We're tucked up here in the tent, snug as a bug in a rug. All right, we ready to go?
Yep.
What about you guys in the back?
Yeah. Hopefully they've abandoned ship. I don't know. I saw one mouse jump from the truck and run into the bushes. Praying there are not more because we're on meese alert again.
We've had mice in the truck in the past, so we've been extra vigilant this time to make sure they didn't get in, and that's worked.
How do you keep a mouse out?
Exactly. We've tried to keep it closed up as best we could, but yeah, they're still here. It's got to be done. Well, we're approaching Wahgunah Bay. And this, I think, is just a little lookout area. Boy, there there's fresh tracks here. Well, that's pretty cool.
It's a lookout.
Somebody's camped out here. Boy, we would have got blown off the face of the planet last night. Let's have a squiz. Let's spin around on this little rocky shelf.
Oh, did you see that wave?
Oh.
Oh, that's what the professional surfers were after yesterday. They're chasing those big waves. Look at them.
Jeepers. Well, we're out at the Wahgunah Point lookout. It really is beautiful. Mexican Hat is, I don't know, maybe 10 kilometers in that direction. And that's Wahgunah Point proper right out there. I'm no fisherman, but that looks like a decent place to wet a line. There's the track we came down. Well, we're passing Wahgunah Bay and we're pushing forward to, many other unnamed bays. These tracks just pick their way along the coast. It's pretty cool. It's just like never-ending coastal tracks and coastal scenery for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. Just crossed into Waganya Conservation Park, and it looks like the map is telling us we might be into a dune field now, which would be pretty cool. Although the track and my eyes are telling me we're still on rocks. It is interspersed with the odd sand dune though, isn't it?
We're poking along the coast and we've come across a group of professional surfers again. They're with Mick Fanning and they're filming something, I don't know what it is. Doing something about surfing, obviously. We're heading down onto the beach. The surfers, I think Mick's gone over the edge and Gabriel Medina's still there too. He doesn't have his gear on.
We just passed Mick Fanning and the boys, the surf boys, Gabriel Medina.
From Brazil.
They're out surfing or finding good surf and shooting some sort of a documentary or something. And they were just wetsuiting up and they had found a beach where they were going to take on some waves. Jill dropped off a couple of Jafffa Adventures shirts and we're on our way through Waganya. Wow, that is stunning.
Very pretty. We're going the right way. There is some tracks up here.
Yeah. There is.
Just the weather takes them back.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. There it is.
That's cool.
Old windmill.
With a little fire pit.
Check out this old windmill in this Wahgunah Conservation Park. How would they have known to drill here? You know, I guess they would have walked along with a divining rod and found some water here, but far out. Even to find this spot, you'd have to walk 100 kilometers with your divining rod before you found anything. There's where we've just come from, out of those dune fields, and there's where we're heading. Back into the dune fields. Melon holes. 2 people have used this track this year, and there's melon holes. We're parked up just there, and we're going to climb up this sand dune and see if we can see anything. I'm sure we can, but I'm going to guess more sand dunes on the other side.
Look at these here. They're like...
Oh, dainty little tubes. Must be a worm in them, eh?
Oh, it's hard as anything.
Is it?
It's like concrete.
It is like concrete.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at, there's big ones, little ones.
Oh, there's monsters too, yeah.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
I don't know. The whole thing is loaded with them.
Yeah.
Do not know what these things are. They're hard as anything. I can't break it.
I do not know what these little stovepipe things are. Oh, look at these ones. So cool. There's another big one. Those are fascinating.
If anybody's got an idea what that is, let us know. We need an edumacation. Look at that. And this is what's up on the other side of the dune we just climbed up. More gravel, more dunes. Jill has to go up on the bigger one. Well, we've only been in this Waganya for 20 minutes, half an hour. Already love it. If you're an avid four-wheel driver and you're not towing, put this place on your bucket list.
I just walked across the top of the dune. Here comes the drone toward me. Hi, drone.
There's a little bit of sea spray in the air too, isn't there? Kind of misty. Holy cow cats. That is stunning.
This is cool.
It's very cool. It's different altogether. Oh, what do we got here? Is this the end of the line?